So, are you rolling on that one?
Give me a test that one.
Are you rolling?
Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi.
But really what you want to do is be yourself. And I think that's pretty easy for you to do.
My name is Helen Brown. I was born on March 11th, 1946 in Paradise, Akron, Ohio, to two of the most wonderful people I've ever known. Rosaline Salem Corey, my mom, and my dad was Peter Joseph Corey. I have had a sister, her name was Josephine, and my brother Joseph. My parents were very unique. They were immigrants to this country from Lebanon. My dad came over when he was 14 years old all by himself on a boat. But how my mom and dad met, my dad was previously married, and his first wife had my sister and my brother. And they were married not for a very long time before his first wife passed away. She was 23 years old when she passed away and left babies for my dad to take care of. So the Lebanese nation decided they were going to send him over to my Sitto and Jiddo's house to date my Aunt Zakia. And he brought a box of candy. In the meantime, I guess he'd seen my mother, and he was a little more interested in my mother. So he started dating my mother, and 10 days later, they got married. They ran away to Cleveland, Ohio, and got married. Yeah. And so there's my mother. Here she was married now with 2 kids. My mom and dad were married 15 years before the angel was born. And that's basically how my mom and dad met and how I came to be. My mom was a hard-working person. She didn't speak English as well as my dad, but my dad tried very hard to learn English. I would practice with him all the time. And when I was a child, they spoke Arabic at home, so that's basically mostly what I spoke. I was supposed to start kindergarten in September. I couldn't speak English. So my sister told my mom, you need to go out and buy a TV and put it in this house because this kid can't speak English. So they bought a TV and they plopped me down in front of this TV and I'd watch Howdy Doody. And I'd watch cartoons and anything that would help me learn how to speak English, which I guess is the best way to learn a language is when you're young. So by the time I went to kindergarten, I had a little bit of a dialect. I did sound like I came off the boat, but not too bad. And little by little, you know, it gradually disappeared. But back to my mom and dad, they were awesome. And yes, they were strict. They were very strict about how I behaved, but they were kind. They were strict about studying in school because really my mother never had the opportunity to go to school. She was illiterate in both languages, Arabic and in English. My dad was good. He could read and write Arabic, and speak it as well, and English. So they wanted to make sure that I got a good education. I liked to learn. I loved going to school. I enjoyed it. I did not like studying for tests. I was a very poor test taker. And so if I came home with a B, my mother in particular, who, as I said before, was illiterate and did not know how to read or write, knew what a B was. She knew what an A. So Helen had to study a little bit harder. My mom was a kick. You know, even though she couldn't read or write English, she knew how to make a grocery list. She didn't write down the grocery list. I'd have to write down everything that she wanted to buy, and she would look in the grocery ads. Even without a picture of an item being there, she would say, okay, we need to go to the Acme to buy tomatoes. And I thought, how does she know that when she doesn't know how to read? But she was very savvy, and she was excellent with numbers. So I went to St. Sebastian's grade school. I went to Schumacher for kindergarten. And then, of course, I wanted to go to a co-ed high school because that's where most of my friends were going that graduated from 8th grade at St. Sebastian's. So my mother said, no, you're going to Our Lady of the Elms High School. This is the woman, remember, that couldn't read or write, but I'm going to Our Lady of the Elms, all girls Catholic high school. I thought, oh Lord. I loved Our Lady of the Elms. I ended up really, really enjoying the school. I did well in school, and I loved all my friends. I still have friends from high school and grade school, actually, that I keep in contact with. I guess by now you've probably figured out that I'm pretty outgoing and I like people.